We're here deep in the Canadian wilderness, and you may have seen the movie RAMBO First Blood. Well, up this trail is supposedly the junkyard where they filmed the scene for Rambo. So we're going to proceed up this trail, and we're going to try to get to this junkyard where they actually filmed Rambo. We did encounter some people coming up here. Very unfortunate. You know, we like to hike where there's nobody around, but there was 3 or 4 cars parked down there. It's a well-worn path here in the Canadian wilderness, and there's a lot of people, so just one of those things we'll have to deal with. In addition to things to deal with, there were some signs that says caution bears. So this is bear country. I am completely unarmed. No firearms, no knives, no tools, no nothing. I've got my feet. I can run. And hopefully if there are any bears, they'll go for some of these other people that are hiking around here instead of just us. So let's proceed. And it should be about a half a mile hike to the junkyard. Let's keep going. Now, you know we like to hike where nobody's around. There's a group of several folks behind us with the dog. Exactly what I did not want to run into. I was hoping we could be up here alone, wilderness, to check this place out. But it's just one of these things. So about a half a mile up this trail, somewhere to our left, should be the junkyard. And I just want to make sure nobody's behind us. So we'll keep on going. It is an uphill incline. It's cool. And it's a great day to hike here in the Canadian wilderness up near Vancouver, British Columbia. We're gonna keep on going. So I'm getting winded. Oh, it's a really steep uphill. Trying to get away from those people. Monroe Lake Trailhead. Hopefully that's where they're going. I hear a waterfall. Oh shoot. Okay. Okay. All right. Brush is getting thicker, which is fine. It's expected, and it's actually preferable because the more brush indicates it's less common trail, which is good. I'm hoping those group of hikers was a man, 3 women, and a dog. I hope they head up to Monroe Lake Trailhead, because we're going to continue on to the junkyard and possibly the waterfall. Here's a piece of junk right here. This is no doubt something. Take a picture of it. Something from the junkyard, maybe. Part of a vehicle. Might actually be part of the truck that John Rambo climbed in when he made his poncho. Looks like part of a truck cab, maybe. This maybe will be it. Now keep in mind, Rambo was filmed 38 years ago. And this truck was dilapidated when they filmed it. No say what condition it's in right now. I have seen some pictures online where people hike to it, and there's a lot of things missing off of it, and it's even worse condition, but that was 38 years ago. Somebody camped here. This would be kind of a cool place to camp. All right, we got a waterfall, which we may have to cross. Yeah. All right. Just like in the movie, you encounter an obstacle, had to get across. What would John Rambo do? All right. What would John Rambo do? He'd go right across. Now, I don't have my normal Garmin desert boots. I've got a pair of Skechers, but they are waterproof, and they've got better soles than tennis shoes. So what I'm gonna do right now is watch this moss and see if I could get across this creek without falling in. Okay, Yep, not a big deal. Oh shit, okay, it's a big deal. It's slippery. Oh my God, this is slippery. My feet are slipping. Okay, this is not smart. Yeah, this is extremely dangerous. But I'm gonna do it anyway. My dress today, my normal military shirt, 5'11" pants, although not my normal 5'11" pants. Okay. All right, we did make it across the waterfall. I think there may have been a path up there, but we just took the easiest path over the waterfall. And we'll continue on the path here. It's a narrow path. I check GPS, make sure we're going the right way. Somewhere up on the trail, they should be clearing off to the left, and that's the junkyard. So far, I'm not seeing wildlife, a lot of plant life here. Watching for poison ivy, a lot of ferns. Almost like a deadfall or some sort of a trap that Rambo left. Remember in the movie when Rambo left all these traps for the sheriffs? I don't think that's what this is, but it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? All right, let's keep going. All right, I checked GPS. We are about halfway there. Good news, the people that we encountered, I don't see them right behind us. And because that was kind of it's a little challenging crossing that waterfall. I don't think they followed us. I think they may have continued up to Monroe Lake, which would be absolutely awesome. Certainly a lot more greenery than in Las Vegas desert. You see these flowers, these beautiful flowers here. It shouldn't be that far. It's, by my calculation, about a half mile from the road to the old junkyard site. Geez, I almost should have brought a machete. All right, we've got a big slug here. This bad boy is huge. It's a big black slug, if you can see him there. Now, they do have big yellow slugs called banana slugs out here. I don't see any. Here's a berry. Raspberry, I think. I'm not gonna eat it, but it probably is edible. A lot of other berries here. I'm guessing these are late in the summer, ready late in the summer. So just go to show you, in the desert, it's really tough to survive. But out here, where it's a lot of rain, a lot of plants growing, you do have a lot more food sources, I guess. But there's also bears. I did see several warning signs for bears on the way out here. Reinforced metal trash cans, all telltale signs of bears in the area. So I'm gonna hike slowly and cautiously, but if I see a bear, you may see me run. And I've been told if you see a bear, kind of make yourself bigger, yell and scream at him, and try to scare it away. So that might be our best bet. I don't even see any sticks that I could sharpen as a spear, but if I do see a good hiking stick, I'll probably grab it. I did want to have a knife. I don't know if that would really, no, that wouldn't do a damn thing. I wanted to get like a knife or something to bring out here, and I probably could have carried one. I mean, I flew into Washington State and drove up here, so I could have put in a checked bag and then put in the trunk of the car as I came out here. There, that's probably be a good club if I had to, but as soft as it is, I think that wouldn't do anything to a bear. All right, we're getting closer. Hopefully this place is where it's supposed to be on the map. Dense jungle here, dense underbrush. We come across a small stream here. Looks like there might be a cave or something in there. That's kind of cool. Well, not really a cave, just a little waterfall. I don't want to deviate too much, and I'm glad I have these waterproof boots. I suspected there would be water up here. I was right. Oh my God, there's a banana slug right there. This, my friends, is what they call a banana slug, because they're generally yellow or kind of light colored, and they're about as big as they can get, as big as a banana. They're very big. So yeah, this bad boy, you see compared to my finger, is a banana slug. Okay. Okay, spider webs. Now, we'll say I did initially have some coordinates marked for this junkyard scene, and that's something I got on the internet from some of the fan sites. But the actual location I'm going to is marked on Google. It's a filming location for the Rambo movie, and it appears to be in the middle of a clearing. So this is far more consistent with the junkyard scene should be, as opposed to the coordinates I had, which are deep in the woods. So unfortunately, anything marked on Google Maps, people would have visited over the years. Which is exactly why I try not to give out the locations to my hikes. Now I do see a possible clearing coming up, so we could be on it. This is not it, but we're close. I do see some piece of equipment here. Sluice, some sort of, I don't know. It's rusty. It's hard to really tell what it is, if you could see that there. All right, a lot of flowers. There's flowers, there's bees. And flowers, bees, honey, bears. Flower, bee, honey, bear, danger. Flower, bee, honey, bear, danger. All right, so we'll just keep our eyes open. If you see any bears before I do, let me know. Comment down below. But of course, if I don't see them and come across them, that probably wouldn't be good. But we are close. Like I said, people have been out here, so this trail is about as worn as I would expect. Here's some more raspberries or something. Out here to eat berries. Okay, we're close. I really hope we find this place. All right. Okay. Coming right along. Another big black slug down there. A lot of slugs. Slugs love moisture, and this is a very moisture environment, like a rainforest. Oh shit, there's a snake. There's another snake, a big one. Let me see if I get him. I'm 99% sure it's not poisonous, but you see him right there? Look at this bad boy. See him? Garter snake. Pretty sure that's a garter snake. And he just slithered away. Poisonous snakes. I'm not sure what snakes out here are poisonous. That garter snake, I'm pretty sure was a garter snake. Please comment down below if you think it was something else. He was just sitting there on the trail, just kind of chilled, and he saw me get closer and just went on his merry way, which is good. But I'm about 90% sure that was non-poisonous. All right, it's getting dense. Let me check the GPS. I see another big black slug right there, so we're trying to avoid wildlife. I don't want to step on anything or hurt anything out here. We are close. There's thorns here. Just move that out of the way. I am watching where I'm stepping. Very wet environment, trying to keep my eyes open. If you see anything I do, before I do, comment down below. I'm just not seeing anything yet. If there are bears or mountain lions or wild animals, like I said, hopefully they'll hear me talking, get annoyed, and go the other direction. I know my talking can be annoying sometimes to some. Feel much better if I had a firearm or knife, but this is Canada, so that's just not possible. It's a very rugged trail, not very well traveled, which is great. Okay, this should come up over and then down over there somewhere, maybe is where it is. Okay. I thought it'd be cold here. I am, like I said, wearing my normal military kind of shirt that I wear in the desert, but I've got kind of a thermal tank top under this, and it's a lot warmer and more humid than I thought it would be, which makes sense because it's such a moist environment. You just never know if it's cold up here or not. Heavy snows in the winter, so that might be kind of a cool hike once all these plant life has kind of died off for the season. A lot of thorns here, a lot of just thinking aloud and speaking, just kind of narrating, so you can kind of feel what I feel and experience what I experience. Okay. Whoa. All right. A little bit more. I really hope we can find this place. I really do. And that clearing up ahead might be it. I see some objects up there. Something is up there. I think this is it. I really think this is... I don't fall there. Okay, right there. That's got to be it. That has got to be it right there. See it? There's some... Yeah, that's it. That's the filming location. All right, a little bit more. We're there. Okay, dangerous cliffs here. You don't want this to give way. Not as big of a cliff as in the desert, but I still don't want to fall down. There's some footprints, probably animal. Hard to say. The junkyard, I think, is right up here, so we may very well have found it. Something is up here. As long as there's no trespassing signs or anything, we're golden. And we've got a lot of thorns here, so we've got to be careful of these thorns. What I'm doing is I'm stepping on them, putting them down on the trail. So you got to be careful on these thorns. All right, bees, flowers everywhere. I don't want to disturb the bees. A little small wash or something. There's some material there. We're almost there. I'm pretty sure we found it. Another metal material there. So to get trucks here, there would have to be a road here at one point in time. And it was 38 years since they filmed Rambo movie. Even longer since these vehicles were here, so it's really hard to say. All right, let me see which way to go. All right. Almost no trail here, but I did find some sort of a trail leading to the general area where that probable junkyard scene is, and I think I may see the truck. I do. I see a vehicle down there. This is it. This is it, friends. This is the clearing, and I think we may have found it. The same place where Sylvester Stallone filmed Rambo. And it's exactly what I'd hoped for. A trail that's not... There's the truck. It's here. The trail's not worn. And, yeah. This is it. There's the trailer. Rambo went inside. Okay. I don't want to get complacent and just run down there. I'm excited. There's the old trailer. Now, this was not as overgrown during the filming. Trust me, 38 years, probably 40, because I don't know how long it took them from the time they filmed this to release it. Rambo was released 38 years ago. I'm gonna walk around, do a good recon of this entire area. See, the grass is down. People have been here, but here's the truck. Yes. Some other equipment out there. My gosh, this is it. We found the truck. All right, engine still in it, inline 6. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone sat right there. This is the truck, my friends. This is it. Yeah. I don't know why there's a stairway there. Now, behind the truck, he sat there, he came over here. There was some material down here, and that's where he grabbed that tarp, and he used his knife to cut some sort of clothing, because it was so cold out here. It was freezing cold. They must have come out here in the wintertime, and it wasn't overgrown like this. Yeah, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This, like I said, this is the actual truck in the movie First Blood. The actual truck. Sylvester Stallone sat right there. All right. It's always a great feeling when you put forth a lot of effort to find something and you actually found it. As you saw coming out here, there's snakes, there's bears, there's all kind of stuff out here in the Canadian wilderness. This is about an hour northeast of Vancouver. I'm surprised it's still here. I mean, how else are they going to get it out of here? Over the years, people have taken stuff off of this truck, and it's really sad. There were doors on here. People have clearly taken them or broken them off. The engine's still here. Looks like the roof is caved in. Hard to say what may have caused that. There's a fern growing here on the step where Rambo put his feet. He sat right here. There was chairs in here at one time that maybe rotted away. Like I said, it's been here for, it was a dilapidated truck when they filmed the movie. That was 40 years ago, 40 years. The desert where we usually hike, material is preserved a lot better than this. But you can still see the inline 6 engine. There's some markings on it right there. Firing order 15682. I can't tell. Maybe it is 156. Hard to tell. I'm pretty sure it's an inline 6. Anyway, steering column. One of the pedals is still here. There's the drive shaft down there. Really hard to tell. It's just an old dump truck is what it is. I can't even tell the manufacturer. I don't see a plate or anything. But if you know what this is, manufacturer of the truck, it'd be interesting to find out. It says a lot better condition in the movie than it is right now. So walking around the truck, you see the engine in here. All right. Where's where the headlights were. Wiring is still intact. Turn signals there. Right. Looking around here, there's the exhaust muffler. Exhaust pipe is actually gone. There's moss growing all over it. It's been here for a very long time. Hell, it was hard to say how old it was when they filmed the movie, but twin rear axle. And again, if you know what kind of a truck this is, please comment down below. It'd be really interesting to find out. But you fans of the movie Rambo, if you always wanted to see the truck, this is it. All right, there's a dump bed, tailgate, 99 or something on the mud flaps. Hard to say what those are. I doubt that's a Love's truck stop mud flap. This truck has at least been here for 50 years, I would guesstimate. At least. I don't know what kind of poisonous snakes there are in the Canadian wilderness, so I'm really trying to be careful and watch my step. But I know there's at least garter snakes, as we ran into one or two. It looks like that one just saw earlier in the video. But this is it. This is the truck. And that's it. There's not much else here. Some graffiti. People clearly hiked to it. But yeah, mission accomplished. We found it. Now the truck trailer where Rambo went inside looking for material is over there. So we'll check that out in just a moment. Now you remember Rambo sat there. He got up. He came over here. Somewhere right around there. There used to be like maybe an elevated structure there. There was some wood over here. Obviously these ferns weren't here. The brush wasn't here, but right about here is where there was like a cord or something in the trailer. He tossed it aside, and there was some wood here, and under the wood was a tarp. He grabbed the tarp out with his huge hunting knife and started cutting, and that's what he made as kind of a vest type of clothing garment. So it's so cold out here, but it's right here. And here's this elevated structure that was here in the movie. Part of it's way over there, hard to see. There's part of it here. Most of it's gone. And it's just a fact, folks, especially in this humid and wet environments, nature is really quick to reclaim her land and territory. That's about it. So anyway, we're gonna head over here to the trailer. There's a structure over here I want to take a look at. Some more material here in the middle of this clearing. Let's head back over here first. I do see some metal material over here. I don't know what this is, if it's a building or a vehicle or what it is, but we're gonna go check it out. I believe this is part of an old mine. I don't have any old mines listed on my documentation. I do have the mine overlay from my guy GPS app, but it doesn't show anything here. This is just a piece of equipment. Maybe it's a rock crusher, and this may have gone up to where that old dump truck was. And I don't see much to it, just an old dilapidated piece of equipment here in the middle of the woods. Let's head back up to the trailer over there. Just watching my step, I'm not seeing snakes. I am seeing a lot of slugs. There's bees here. One of these bees, they don't appear to be regular bumblebees, but large, or honeybees, maybe larger bumblebees, I'm not sure. But I don't want to get stung by any bees or other kind of flying insects out here. During the movie, there wasn't as much greenery here. It appeared to be like a really rocky place, like a quarry. But over the years, there is greenery, which is strange because supposedly the West has been in a really bad drought for many years, but surely doesn't look like that from here. It's just really, really green. So let's come up the hill, and somewhere around here, may have been down there as a Rambo came up the hill. And here's the trailer. I think the trailer was up on its kind of landing gear originally in the movie, and may have fallen over the years for whatever reason. But Rambo definitely went inside there. He grabbed a piece of rope or something that was inside the trailer. Here's a hose, fire hose or something. Workbench, I'm not sure if this was here the whole time. This, probably a door to the trailer. No telling how long this has been here. There's a cord or something. If I was to make a garment like Rambo did, I would have kept that cord. Just looking around for anything. Here's a door, probably a door to that old dump truck. Campfire, somebody camped here. Coors Light. People gotta have their beer cans. Anytime you go in the woods, they gotta bring the damn beer cans and just leave them there littering. All right. Here is, what's this? Snowboard? Interesting. All right. I don't see if there's anything over here. I'm just gonna take a quick walk and see what's over here. Something's over here. It's a piece of metal. So maybe it's a covering, a doorway or something. Just some secret entrance to something. I don't know. Underwear, gloves, more berries over there. That piece of equipment. Just looking around, seeing what else is here. All right, continuing our search of the area, just walking around, seeing what else we could find. I'm guessing this is sort of a snowboard here. Somebody may have left it. Here's a barrel or a tunnel or whatever it is. I do remember Rambo coming up this hill in the movie, so it's a big ravine down there. So he must have, I don't know, pre-staged or went down the ravine and then climbed up this hill here. And they filmed him, they filmed me falling down the hill. They filmed him somehow coming up the hill by this barrel. And I thought this was as big as a 55-gallon oil drum, but it's not. Look at the size of it, this barrel, in relation to my foot. This was definitely in the movie. And it's much bigger than I thought it was. I thought this was a 55-gallon oil drum in the movie, but it's not. It is probably some sort of a tank that was rolled over here, fell over here, whatever it is. All right. Now, in the movie, and I don't remember if this was here or not, it may have been, Rambo came up here, and he went in the trailer. There was a cord or something hanging. He went in here. I'm going to step on the floor. I shouldn't, but I'm going to. Just try to make sure it doesn't collapse or anything. Last thing I need to do is get injured up here in the Canadian wilderness and need a rescue. There was a cable or cord hanging. He grabbed it, jumped out of the trailer. He only went in about this far. And then he grabbed it and ran out of the trailer. Also, while I'm on the subject of remoteness, this is somewhat remote outside of Vancouver, but I do have the signal here. I did just message Woodchuck. He is tracking me on the phone. I do have the Garmin GPS too, so we're deep in the Canadian wilderness, but we're not that deep, so there's no signal. All right. Some sort of a shotgun blast here is surprising because I don't think Canada has very strict gun controls, which I'm not sure why there's so many bullets here, but evidently people still have bullets or guns. Let's keep walking. Just looking around, the floor of this trailer is dilapidated, to say the least. It was dilapidated in the movie. It's even more so now. And yes, this is extremely dangerous, but I'm just being careful at where I'm walking. I'm watching these metal cross beams and trying to step on the cross beams wherever possible, and not on the on this rotten wood. But I'm just kind of looking around and exploring old places is what we do. Now, I was thinking about grabbing a souvenir or something just to say I've been here, but honestly, Kenny Veach was the kind of person who would do that. I don't see any reason for grabbing a souvenir unless it's something really cool, and I'm just not seeing anything but garbage. I mean, it was cool, awesome movie, and Sylvester Stallone did an amazing job and became a legend for millions of people around the world. I was probably 18 years old when that movie came out, and just the name John Rambo became synonymous with somebody who could do amazing things and survive in the wilderness and just do anything. There was nobody tougher than John Rambo. And I'm not seeing anything else here. This aluminum made looks new. New? I don't know. It could still be old. Aluminum doesn't really corrode like or rust like steel does. Just looking around, not seeing anything else. What's in here? Garbage? All right, looks like just a trash bin. That's all that's in there. Team Works, it's 12-pack. All right. Tarp. I guess if you're being chased, you need to make a shelter. This would make a good shelter. Somebody may have made a tent out of this. There's no bucket there. Here's a valley. So that's it, folks. Sylvester Stallone hiked up here. They're RAMBO 2022. Take a look at that. Sylvester Stallone hiked up here, and this is where they filmed him in the movie. He did a fantastic job. So that's about it, and we're about to begin the trek back down to the vehicle, and we'll call it then. But let's continue that path. Hopefully we won't run into any more snakes or anything. All right, this stuff's been here so long that you really can't tell what anything is. I don't know what this piece of equipment is. Christ steel something, I don't know. Hard to say. It's exactly as old as I would expect after 40 years. And I'm really thankful that even though we did see people on the way out here, I don't see anybody out here now. Unfortunately, those hikers did not come out at this location. It's really hard to tell if this would be as dilapidated as it currently is, or if people would have made it into a tourist attraction with t-shirt sales and vendors and all kind of stuff. But fortunately, it turned out to be just as we had hoped. So that's about it, folks. RAMBO First Blood filming location. There's the dump truck over there. And we have successfully conquered this location. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. The more you like and subscribe, the more popular these videos are, the more likely I am to put my own money and time and resources to fly all over the world to see cool places like this. So like I said, for right now, I'm gonna head out of here. I'm gonna carefully make it back down the trail to the vehicle, and we'll go from there. This isn't the same way I came, but it'll get us there. Looks like it's a bit of a fun trail. There's a big old slug just chilling there. These big black things are the things of nightmares. It's just chilling there on a log. So we'll keep on going, avoiding slugs and wildlife. It's so peaceful out here. I can hear a chainsaw in the distance. There are houses in the area, so it's not unsurprising to hear a chainsaw or something way off in the distance. But where we are is fairly remote. In the movie, there wasn't this much greenery. A lot of rocks, waterfalls and stuff. But here, you can hear birds calling, a lot of wildlife and everything. And it really is a beautiful area out here. Compared to the desert, which is dry and fairly desolate. Kind of glad I wore waterproof boots. They're not wet, but they do have some moisture on them. And it's important to keep your feet dry. What I learned in the military is trench foot, immersion foot. I didn't bring an extra pair of socks, although I should have, but these boots are actually Gore-Tex, so they'll keep my feet dry if they do get fully submerged, which they won't. Here, because I don't plan to go through any water. There's that creek up there, but I think there's a bypass instead of going directly through it like we did before. Trying to navigate these thorns and everything else. It's surprising because these thorns can actually grow back in a season. They grow very, very quickly. Thorns, blackberries, whatever. And I think bears love to eat these berries too. So when there's a lot of berries here, probably more bears. But if we don't see any bears, I'm perfectly fine with that. Just trying to get back to the vehicle in one piece. And if you're watching this video, chances are I did. Even though it looks like a fairly easy hike, I still want to keep my wits about me. Snakes, bears, anything else, like I said before. So I don't want to let my guard down or get too confident. I'm just trying to be careful. Once I get to back to the car, the rental car, it'll be fine. But until then, I'm just trying to be careful and get out of here. It's only half a mile, but it's a very rugged half a mile here in this dense forest. All right, danger everywhere. We just came across another snake. Now I'm 99% sure this is a garter snake. Do you see him? Take a look. Try to get a picture of him. He's probably gonna zip away, but there he goes. Yep, I wanted to get close to him, he just zipped away. Oh well, just one of those things. Now that garter snake is exactly why I want to keep my eyes open and my wits about me. Now that garter snake is exactly why I want to keep my, oh shit, there's another one. There's a lot of them out today. I just saw that black body with yellow stripe, and he just scurried in the underbrush. He was just sitting right there. So there appears to be a lot of garter snakes along this path, and they're non-poisonous. Bees, I don't want to get stung by a bee, but there's a lot of wildlife here, and I'm not used to there being this much wildlife on my hikes. You know, in the desert we almost never see snakes. Today I've seen 3 or 4 snakes, and fortunately they're non-poisonous. You can handle them. They're relatively docile, but snakes, especially garter, do give off a very strong musk. And I used to love handling snakes as a kid, but I know from experience that musk the snakes give off, it is very hard to get off your hands, and it stinks. You got to use, like, wash your hands in gasoline or something to get it off. It's some nasty stuff. Those folks who know snakes know what I'm talking about. It's a really strong musk, and that's one of their defense mechanisms. So I will admire snakes from a distance. I will not be handling them. Just no reason to. Okay, coming along, I can hear the water coming up. Now the waterfall Rambo Cross was back the other way, a really big waterfall. And reading up on these movie locations, they said if there hasn't been a lot of rain, the water won't be flowing. And I didn't hear that big waterfall, so I didn't even go there. In fact, the trail was overgrown anyway. But I do hear the waterfall up here, and that's the one we crossed coming out here. We're almost to it, and that's about the halfway point. So we'll keep going. The snakes appear to be mostly in the open area where they're getting some sun and warmth, but they could be anywhere. So I'm just trying to watch where I'm stepping, even more so in the desert. Desert, you could see way in front of you. Here, you can come across something and not even see it till you're right on it. So that's why you got to really be careful in this thick forest up here in the Canadian Pacific Northwest. Hear the waterfall? Come across a bubbling brook. There's a pallet or piece of wood or something. Maybe it was from the mine. I don't know what it was. Maybe somebody brought it out here to try to make this some sort of a crossing. And I looked to see if there's a cave in there. I can't really tell. I don't think there is. I think it's just the water's kind of worn it back a little bit over the rocks. So it's probably not an actual cave. If there was, it might be kind of cool. I do, of all the tools I have, I didn't bring my tools, but I did bring my little flashlight, my little Streamlight ProTac 90X. So if there is a cave, I do have this. TSA approved, by the way. And that is one thing I do carry with me, is my everyday carry. And this flashlight has gone to many different countries, and it's an awesome flashlight. So yeah, that I'll always have. As far as tools, weapons, or anything else, fortunately when you're in somebody else's country, you got to play by their rules, which is fine. So far we haven't needed a gun or a knife or anything, knock on wood. So just looking to make sure there's no bears or anything else here. But as always, if you see something before I do, please comment down below and let me know. I hear the water, so try to see if we can go up and over this time instead of through it. It's kind of dangerous on those rocks. I've come across the waterfall. I don't think this is the waterfall seen in Rambo, although it may have been one of them. According to the fan sites, the actual waterfall is back the other way, but he may have crossed this. In fact, it's almost certain that Sylvester Stallone did cross this during filming, so maybe it was in the movie. I don't know. I didn't watch every second of the film. I didn't watch every second clearly recently, so I wouldn't know. My goal was to come to the junkyard, see in the truck, and that's what we did. Clearly, this is something you're not going to see in the state of Nevada. All right. Well, looks like we are going to have to cross it, but that's fine. But just be careful. Anytime these rocks you see moisture, it could slip like a greased pig. So you just got to be careful. Yeah. I do see somebody up there. Can you see him? Random hiker up there on the trail. Green shirt, baseball cap, checking his phone. He's in the video. He doesn't even know it, but he is. Right about up there somewhere. Anyway, I saw him. Eagle eyes. Let's navigate this creek. I'm gonna stop filming just so I can make sure I get a grip. We have made it across the waterfall and just climbing some rocks here. Same way we came. Back to the trail. Okay, back to this campsite. Somebody tried to cut this tree down here. Not much of a tree anymore. There's a upper path trail up there, but we're not going there, no reason to. You know, I think if people weren't here specifically looking for that junkyard, they wouldn't find it. Nature appears to be taken over for the most part. Got some graffiti here. Evidently Jake is some sort of a dog. I don't know. There's graffiti anywhere in the world you go. Somebody had a big rip-roaring campfire here. Might have been kind of a cool place to camp by the creek, except you're camping in bear country. Not very smart. But yeah, that's it. I can smell the burnt wood, so I would say that happened this year. The camp was this year. I can smell the burnt wood. Came up here, had a few beers in bear country at night with a campfire. So, I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Fortunately, we haven't seen bears. Just heard somebody moan off in the distance. I don't know what that was. Let's keep going. All right, more hikers. Let's see. Stand aside.
Sorry, there's a lot of us.
That's fine. Take your time.
Hi. Ew, this is like what it's like manhunt in the forest. Oh my gosh, hello.
Enjoy.
Wish us luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck being on the next video. All right, well, we're not that far from the road and the trail isn't that bad, so yeah, you do get hikers up here. I'm guessing a lot may just come out here to hike for recreation or stop at the creek. And Monroe Lake up here, this is the trailhead here to Monroe Lake, so maybe they go to the creek and get turned around. This looks like a trail, but it's not. And boundary, oh yeah, provincial park boundary, so yeah. This I believe is the trailhead to Monroe Lake, which I thought there was a sign that said Monroe Lake. Maybe not, maybe it's further down. Anyway, Quarry Road is there. Yeah, that's it, Monroe Lake up there. The Quarry Road is down here clearly. And from here on out, it should be a fairly easy hike. It's a little uphill, but yeah, not a big deal. And this will take us right back to the main road. All right, from this point, the trail should be pretty easy. It's all downhill, wide, very easy to hike on. It was a little tough coming up at first because it was uphill, and I was trying to put distance myself between those hikers and me because I didn't know if they were going all the way to the truck. Fortunately, they weren't. I had no idea the condition of the trail. So I did kind of step up my pace, which kind of wore me out, just to put distance between me and the hikers because, you know, I don't want to film a video with bystanders there. I want to kind of have the appearance of being alone out here, which I am now. There's nobody else out here. Those hikers we just passed are probably back by the waterfall someplace, I don't know. But at any rate, we're alone again, and that's how I like my hikes. That's how we do things. That's how we roll. And we're just meandering down the hill back to the road. See anything interesting out here? It's the open forest. Yeah, back to the road, and we'll get to the car, and that'll be that. So keep on going. So for today's gear, like I said, not my normal boots, but these Skechers boots. They're waterproof Skechers boots. They actually turned out to be not bad. You know, they're not ultra comfortable, but they're not uncomfortable. I'm fine. A little bit looser than I prefer, but they appear to be offering adequate protection. And they're Gore-Tex waterproof, or I don't know if they're Gore-Tex, but they are waterproof, supposedly. And they've helped us get the job done. 511 pants. These are the 511 Ridge pants. I'm testing them out for travel and hiking. So far, I would say they're equivalent to a pair of jeans. And I like them because they've got these side pockets. Now, I'm not a spokesman for 511 or Skechers. Not a sponsor. I don't receive no sponsorships. This is all on me. But I'm just calling out my gear. So these 511 pants, they're a little bit tighter than my normal pants that I wear in the desert. And I guess I want to test it for travel, and so far they're not bad. There's the road. You can hear a car going, and everybody's parked down there. There's our last slug of the day. Big black slug going about his business. We'll let him go about his business. We'll go about ours. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the hike, folks, as much as I did. It's great to get out once in a while. Take a quick trip up here to the Canadian wilderness, and nice change of pace from the desert. But like I said before, if you like what you see, please subscribe. It really does make a big difference. You subscribe. It does. It's free. You don't get spammed. You just hit that subscribe button. If you don't want notifications, just forget about it. But just subscribing helps the channel. And like too, because like increases the popularity of the videos, popularity of the channel, and the more viewers, subscribers I get, the more these videos I'll make. I mean, because I'm not going to make them if nobody wants to watch. I know a lot of people enjoy these. People can't get out, so it's really great. But that's about it, folks. We are back to the main road. Looks like some sort of concrete base or something. But somewhere around here is where we parked the car. I'm not sure where, but somewhere. And we'll get to it. We'll hike up the road to it. And that's about it for this adventure. So until the next time, folks, see you in the next adventure. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the videos, please subscribe to the channel and you'll be notified when I post a new one. All of my videos are unscripted as they happen. I can't promise they'll be exciting, but I can promise they'll be 100% real. My name is Steve from Las Vegas, and these are my adventures.